Geno Pettis Adventures. I'm still Geno, still my adventures, and this is Cat and Bill. And they are being bummed out in Alaska. How you guys doing?
Suffering.
Long time no see.
We miss you.
Well, we miss you too. I miss Colombia too. I mean, I'm in the same boat, and it's got a hole in the bottom, and I don't like it.
Yeah, us either. But Bill and I teamed up, and we made the decision. And like, I don't know if people know this, but we have a cabin in the woods, and we just burned a bunch of our stuff.
Tell them about where you live in Alaska, because it's really cool where you guys live in Alaska.
No, it's cool. We live on an island out in the ocean. I don't want to say exactly where because we like to be private.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And it's pretty, but it's not Colombia. So we burned a bunch of stuff and threw a bunch of stuff away. And then we have a teeny tiny little place here in Geno, which is like super cheap, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, we're back. Good. So we left our cabin in the woods and we burned a bunch of shit and put a bunch of stuff away. I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't cuss, but and then we came back here and we have a little tiny place in Geno and we just throwing away dumpster fulls of stuff, you know, and we're getting ready to go back. We miss
Bill,
Colombia.
You can play too.
Yeah, June 1st, I'll be in Alaska 50 years. So going to Colombia was a nice change. And, you know, the sunshine, the joy in the Colombians' lives, and the food is the big draw for us to go back.
So tell these guys, tell our viewing audience what how this all came about and how it rolled out with the house in San Gil, and you know, kind of give us the whole picture. You know, I mean, give us the cliff notes, but
okay. Yeah, no, we got a hold of you and you met us at the airport and you took us and found us hotels. You took us everywhere. You ran us there. You even took us to your house and gave us coffee, which was really nice. And then you helped us find that perfect townhouse by the bus station. And with the taxis, it couldn't have been any better. And there was a little tiny store in the corner, and that guy was so nice. He's helped us figure out how to go to the Serentega to pay the bills. Serentega.
Servientrega.
Yeah, and
that's where you pay your bills in Colombia.
Yes, and his son actually went and paid our first bill because we didn't know what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the super nice people, and you were so helpful to find us that place and then come over and go, tell me, I didn't know what a bill was. I didn't know what it looked like, and you helped us sort through that, and it was just perfect. And when we left that place, we left it clean, and we loved it, and we want to rent it again.
Cool. So what did the place end up? It's like a 4 or 5 bedroom townhouse. Is that a townhouse?
It was like a 4-bedroom, but 1 bedroom they locked up and put their personal stuff in, which was fine. But you could sleep like 12 people in it. And it was 2.5 bath, and they put in hot water, and it had a washing machine and a place to hang up your clothes. And it was totally outfitted. We didn't need anything. We did buy a coffee pot, and we left it there because that's just what we do. They even left us laundry soap and dish soap and stuff like that. We replaced all of that.
And you had internet. You had good internet.
Good internet. We had cable.
We had a garage for a car. We didn't have a car, but if we'd had one, we'd had a place to put our automobile.
Right. Yeah. I put my yoga mat in there, so that was perfect.
Cool. And it was 2 stories, correct?
Correct.
2 stories.
It was 2 stories. And it was just the perfect place. I mean, you couldn't have done us any better.
So how did you use it? What did you go about doing?
Well, what we did was it was so perfectly located that we were able to walk within 5 minutes. We could walk to the bus station and catch a cab if we wanted to go around town for $1. Or we could catch a bus and go to other little places. So what we did was we kept it And then we would go and catch a bus. We like caught a bus to Cartagena, Barranquilla, correct me because I pronounced things wrong, Santa Marta. We caught buses to all these little places, and we
So
would
how
spend
was
a
that?
night or two.
How was riding the bus? How dangerous was riding the bus?
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all dangerous.
Did you guys ever were you ever fearful for your life?
No, I was scared one time. And that was, and you'll know what I'm talking about, the bridge. If you're in Sand Hill and you go to the mall,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not the mall, the market.
Yeah.
There's a snaky little bridge that he wasn't scared, but I was because I'm different. And there were some people that slept there, but otherwise never. And you told us not to go to one area, and we went there, and I didn't feel threatened. Did you?
I didn't feel threatened anywhere in Colombia that we went. And
Never.
if we got off the fringes, we did it a couple of times. Once in Bogota, we got in a bad neighborhood. Twice in Bogota, and both times local Colombians stopped us and said, "Yeah, maybe this is not a good area to go." Or the other guy said, "Be careful with your cell phone." So even if we got off the fringes and got in an area where we weren't supposed to be, it was usually a good Samaritan Colombian with their broken English told us this is not the place to be.
Yeah, and I noticed Kat's Spanish got much better while you guys were in town. How long did you guys stay?
We stayed in Colombia 4.5 months. About little over 4 months.
Okay.
And we're leaving again in a couple of weeks, and we're going right back down there. But everybody is kind and nice and friendly and helpful, and it's inexpensive, and the food is amazingly healthy. I'm not thriving here in Alaska. Like I
You
told
don't
you
look like
earlier.
you're thriving. I'm not thriving in New Mexico either. It's
Yeah.
and Bill looks like he's on another planet.
He's always on another
But
planet.
he's got great color, Bill. You know, you got been outside a little bit, but that's what I want. You know, what I really wanted to do is I think I owe my viewing audience an apology because I beat them up pretty hard and tell them they need to get their butts down here and just suck it up and come do it. And I think I need a different approach. I think I just need to tell them all to come. Take a week. Come down for a week. Would Colombia have hooked you in a week?
Not me in a week, because Bill and I travel slow.
Yeah.
I would say come down and stay at least a month.
Okay.
Because if you stay a month, we passed through Medellin, we left that place. It was too big. Bogota was big. We liked certain areas of Bogota. It was great. But Sand Hill just sucked us in.
Well, see, that's what I was going to tell him. I'm always, excuse me, Bill, I'm always saying, well, don't go to Medellin, don't go to Bogota, don't go. Well, but that's me putting what I think on things. And I think people actually need to go through Medellin, go through Bogota, go through Cali, go through Santa Marta, and come to San Hill and see what the deal is.
That's what we learned. We were lucky enough to go to different places, and every place is Colombia of a different tales. I mean, the cities are cities, and in Sand Hill, it's more rural. Sand Hill, I'm 76, and Sand Hill reminds me. I was raised in Mississippi. It reminds me of the South in the 50s and 60s with their automobiles. A lot of them are still intact. They take care of their stuff. There's not a lot of rust on their vehicles, and they know how to stretch their money. And so Sand Hill is different than a lot of Colombia. But you could come for a week, and if the bug's gonna bite you, you'll run home. You'll kind of freak out. They call it a love-hate relationship. You'll love to hate it while you're down there, but when you go back to America, you'll realize the difference. And that's when you get enough courage to go back and stay longer.
Okay. Good. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I just, there's a lot of really hardcore people that are on the channel that are going to come down here or say they're going to they're coming in a couple of months. They're coming in, they're going to retire in a year and stuff like that. And I've been leaving a whole group of people off because of my adversity to big cities. But there are people that love big cities and all the whoopee-doo that has to go along with them. So why not? I mean, I got my buddy Felix in Medellin, and he's a great contact. I got some other people. I got the new guy from the last video, Alberto. He's got his family and his wife's family down there in Aratoca and Medellin, and he's able to hook people up there. And we got some people in Cartagena. So instead of just being provincial in San Gil, and just my old fart demographic, which is kind of what we are, but I think it needs to be. I think I need to appeal to a broader spectrum and a larger age group, because there's stuff here for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, no, there is. It's just Bill and I, when we went through Medellin, it was just too big for us.
Yeah.
And then Bogota, we liked the historical district.
Yeah.
So we went and spent the night at the historical district, but we did get taken advantage of by a taxi driver. So keep an eye out for that. And then we had fake money passed to us. They stole.
You got fake money
pesos.
passed you? What?
Yes, we took a taxi, and the taxi driver double charged me, and he did 48,000 pesos. I think it was 48. Anyway, so I gave him a 50,
yeah.
and then he gave me back a 50 and said, "No, your 50's fake." So he faked me out. So it ended up costing us 3 times. But you know what? Besides that and having a shirt stolen off the clothesline, that's the worst thing that ever happened to us in Colombia. So that's not bad.
And several times we couldn't make change, and people would chase us down the street to give us our correct change. And one time in Tuha, we were there. We got a cab driver, and because of road construction, he couldn't get us to the hotel we wanted to go to, so he had to drop us off a few blocks from the hotel. And so we finally get to the hotel, and we're checking in, and the phone rings. And it's the cab driver calling to see if we made it.
How nice. Yeah. I mean, that's what people don't get it. Don't get it here. And you know what is crazy? I don't know what happened to our country, but boy, there's not very many happy people. There sure seems to be a lot of anger going around, and for no apparent reason. I mean, I've had a couple of young ladies just get angry at me, and all I was doing was standing there asking them for my prescription. I mean, and I went to the doctor one day and was checking in, and the lady had just called across the street to let them know I needed to have an x-ray. And I said, you know, the x-ray should be there too, because I just came across, and she just put it in. I watched her put it in, and the lady just bit my head off. She was, "Oh, I'm working on it." And I was going, you know, and I wasn't being hard or anything. I was actually trying to help her out, that I knew the x-ray had been there. But I mean, she was just angry to be angry, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't see that in Colombia. You don't see it there.
Yeah.
Everybody's so kind and friendly and helpful. And I mean, I was at a bus stop and I was lost, and there was this little old man who came and got me and led me over to the bus. And you know, my Spanish isn't very good. Took me to the bus where I needed to go.
Yeah.
You
There you
know,
go.
people here don't do that.
No. Well, you know, Felix made a funny statement the other day. He said he got on the elevator in Fort Lauderdale with like 10 people, and nobody said a word. And he said, and if you get on the elevator in my house in where I live and don't talk to them when you get on the elevator, you're an asshole. And here, if you talk to them, you're an asshole. So, I mean, I like Colombia better. I mean, I do.
You know, one thing we noticed, we were fortunate enough to go to several places in Colombia. And after you're in country, if you buy an airplane ticket to go anywhere in Colombia, if you buy it 30 days in advance or you buy it 10 minutes before the flight, the price is usually the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the prices are so affordable to fly in country in Colombia. So if you go down and you got the time, you can see all these places, and you can travel very, very cheaply. It's not like if you buy a ticket with Alaska Airlines and you buy it the day before you fly. It's normally a $300 ticket, but now they're going to charge you $1,400 because you didn't get it in advance. They don't play that game down there.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. And when we stayed at the condo that you found us,
Yeah.
that was so nice because of the bus station. And then also we flew to Leticia and went to the Amazon, and we kept that place and went to the and was able to afford to go stay in the Amazon, and then we took a boat trip up the Amazon, and which was
You
really
did?
funny.
I didn't know that. That'd be cool.
It was very cool. And we took this boat and we got off. And then, of course, they dye their skin with some kind of a vegetable thing. And I got off and I fell in love with an Amazonian man. He was so cute. And then he goes, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Alaska." He goes, "Oh, I'm Canadian." So I thought it was funny, but it was so good to see the Amazonian people being able to support the Amazonian people.
Mm-hmm.
Down there was outside of Leticia was awesome.
Excellent.
It was
Excellent.
awesome.
So you guys went all over Colombia.
We did, thanks to you. Thank you very much.
We got to go to 2 islands on the Caribbean side. Santa Marta, was that it?
The San Andreas. We went to the San Andreas Islands and Provincia.
Yeah, those are the ones that Nicaragua or somebody claims, right?
Well, they claim them, but Colombia owns them, so there's a little battle there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. It was fairly inexpensive.
It was fairly inexpensive.
And you get to go to places where Colombians holiday. It's not full of Westerners.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
And what is the name of the place where the big ladder is up to the top of the mountain, up to the?
It was outside of Gutape, and we went to Gutape, and then I can't remember the name of the mountain, but we climbed up.
But there's a big like a shrine of the Virgin Mary on top of it, right?
Oh yeah. You get halfway up and you go, "Oh geez, am I doing the right thing?" Because there's the Virgin Mary sitting there. But we went, and the key there is go early in the morning, because if you go early in the morning, there's less people. It's not crowded, and all the steps are the same size.
720 of them.
700. We started at the road. We didn't start at the parking lot. We started at the road and walked up 720 steps. But all the steps are the same size, so you don't trip. It's not dangerous at all.
Cool.
And we went to the other place where the Colombian national tree is, and that's the wax palm. They're 200 feet tall.
Yeah.
And we went there, and since it's kind of close to the Pacific, I think it gets a lot of the Pacific moisture. And everything was so green and so plush. And we went to this hike up into the wax palms, and it was absolutely beautiful.
It was like a 12-mile hike.
Let's see if I can find the name of that place.
Sariento.
Yeah.
We went to Sariento with the tall wax palms, and we watched a video about it. And these people who did the video don't believe what you see on YouTube because it wasn't true. The hike was a lot worse than that. They made it look like they were escaping Switzerland with the Von Trapp family, and that's not the case. But it was fun. And it was something that we did that was really, really nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Well, that's good. And I don't know. I apologize. I don't know any YouTubers that would blow hot air, but maybe
I know one, not you. Tammy and Sammy, don't believe their videos. So.
Okay. Well, don't throw them under the bus.
I won't do that. Actually, they show you a lot of beautiful stuff, but they don't show you the actual reality. Like you show reality. They don't.
You don't realize the health benefits of Colombia.
Until you leave.
Until you leave. And then you start eating American food again. And, Alaska's great in a lot of ways. I mean, I wouldn't have been up here for 50 years, but it's on the coast here, it's gloomy and we don't get the sun. And so all I'm saying is it's a lot. You figure out the good points of Colombia when you come back home, because things are different here in the U.S. now.
Yeah, it is different here. It's gloomy, it's gray, the food sucks, and I don't even like to go outside and walk. But when I was in Colombia, we walked every day. There were some weeks we walked 58, 60 miles a week, just getting out and walking.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's the problem too. It's like we've been here since January the 20th, and we're leaving in another 20 days. So it's going to be 4 months that we've been here. And I'm just beside myself emotionally and mentally. I'm glad I came because I did a lot of doctor stuff, got a lot. But like Maria's goes, she goes, I don't know what to cook you anymore. You won't eat this stuff. You know, because even the stuff that she would cook in Colombia, the rice and the chicken and the beans and all that. Well, it's still rice and chicken and beans, but I can guarantee you the chicken doesn't taste the same.
No, it doesn't.
Going on cardboard.
No, it doesn't taste. Matter of fact, we just, like I said, we went through our freezer and we're throwing shit away because it doesn't taste the same. Whereas before we went to Colombia, we thought it was fine. But once we went to Colombia and found that farmer's market down from the condo you found us, and had all the fresh vegetables and stuff for like less than $10 a week, and the good food and stuff, we're throwing stuff away because it doesn't taste the same. So we're wrapping up.
So what would you all recommend for a new person on the channel, or even my subscribers? What would you recommend that they do? And you don't have to say a tour with Geno, but because that I don't want you to do that. I just want you to say, if you were coming, what would you do?
I would, and this is me, and I'll let him speak because I'll shut up in a minute. I would come down and I would stay for about a month, and I wouldn't stay in the cities because I'm not a city person, and I would eat all the good food, and I would stay in one place and bus to all the different communities that are there because they're amazing. The little parks. You took us to that one park, and I called it the Tim Burton Park. And I don't remember. I don't remember the name of it, but it had all these weird statues and stuff. But I would go down there and I would settle in and give it at least a month, if not 2, and then venture to the little places around there. And then from there, decide, do you want to be in a city or do you want to be in the country? And we settled for the country.
You know, the nice thing about having somebody down there that will get you introduced into the country is it leapfrogs you into getting set up really fast. I mean, you know, we saw you on YouTube and we took a gamble and it paid off for us. And it catapulted our trip. And where if you just go down, you don't know anything, you don't know where to go, it takes a longer time to get on your feet.
True.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would say stay at least a month.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. We're getting a little long, so I'm going to cut it off here and maybe we'll do another one.
Okay.
So, Captain Bill, God bless you guys. It's great knowing you. It looks like we're going to hit town about the same time, and hopefully we live that long. So
I can't wait to see you and Maria.
Don't forget, today is the first day of the rest of your life, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. And these two young people made it change. God bless, guys. Don't hang up.
All right. Bye, Geno.